Hope y'all are doing great today. The first time I saw Janai Broome was at a restaurant. I was at a restaurant in the year 2021. It was March of 2021. And the Morehead State Eagles were playing the Belmont Bruins. Good players on both sides. Good OVC championship game. Don't know where it was at, but it's at wherever they host their tournament. Good environment. Always one of the first conference tournaments of the year. Good times. And I remember seeing this guy light it up. 27 points. And the announcers were on him the whole entire game. They knew who this guy was. He was obviously a star. And the television had its sound turned off. So I saw Johni Broome. Kept calling him Johnny Broome. Johnny Broome. 6'11", 6'10", 6'11". Big man who could finish inside, could hit a little jumper, could pass out of double teams well, could rebound really well, and played great defense. I figured that this guy was some transfer somewhere, or he had played a few years before, 3 or 4 years at another school, or had been a Morehead State lifer who was just kind of bursting onto the scene. No. What if I told you that Janai Broome at this point was an 18-year-old freshman who was the number 471st player, according to 247 Sports, in the class of 2020. Crazy, right? I know it's just Morehead State, it's just OVC, but 27 points in a conference championship game is pretty good. That's 27 points. And I slowly but surely started to follow Janai Broome and his story. It just always amazed me, especially when he went to his sophomore season in 21-22 with the Eagles, where he put up 16.8 points, 10.5 rebounds, and almost 4 blocks a game, winning the OVC Defensive Player of the Year. He had been the Freshman of the year prior, 2-time All OVC first team. Of course, I think he should have won it that year, but that was the year that Murray State was really good. Lost to St. Peter's, though, and KJ Williams won the award. But I just got to say, Janai Broome, I don't know how scouts missed him. Obviously, I know, people fall through the cracks. There are some late bloomers out there, but Janai Broome, although he wasn't insane in high school, he was still pretty good. But he only garnered 5 Division I offers, all at the low major level. Or mid-major, excuse me. I always was just curious about how this guy fell through the cracks. But he wasn't always going to be in the lower levels. After his breakout season as a sophomore, he transfers to Auburn University, the Tigers, right? And I argue that he has changed the Auburn brand more than anyone I've seen in my lifetime. Maybe I'm missing someone, but Janai Broome has done a lot in his 3 years with the Auburn Tigers, and he's a perfect example of development. The stuff that he was really good at his freshman and sophomore years, when I watched him in the OVC, he just became better and better and better every single year of his development. Keep in mind, he was only 18 and 19 years old when he was playing for Morehead State, right? He's 22 now, only 18, 19 years old. He was so polished for an 18, 19-year-old. If you go back and watch Janai Broome clips, I'm not going to put them here, but if you just go back and watch them, it's amazing how well he finishes around the rim. And he's just gotten more polished. Junior season, right? 22-23. Auburn wasn't that good. They were okay. They were the 9 seed, and I think they beat Iowa in the first round, thanks to Janai Broome. and then lost in the second round to probably some 1 seed. I can't remember. But he put up 14-8 and was second team all SEC, right? Pretty good. Like sometimes, especially now with NIL and transfer portal, some of these mid-major guys just flame out, right? Not everybody can be a Dalton Connect. Or, as you'll see here, a Janai Broome. But Janai played very well, and he stepped it up. His senior year, 23-24, he was outstanding. He was the SEC tournament MVP. He was the best player on an Auburn team that was ranked in the top 10 on both offense and defense in KenPom. Right? 16.5, 8.5, and he wasn't really playing that many minutes. Bruce Pearl had this kind of 10-man rotation where he would switch everybody in and out. And thanks to some discipline issues and just a great performance from Yale, they lost in the first round. Very disappointing, right? But Janai Broome's a winner. He always has been a winner. He made it to the NCAA tournament his first year as a Morehead State Eagle. He's a grinder. That's why I love Janai Broome. He's been overlooked. Always been overlooked. Even, right now. People do admit that he's really good and he's starting to get the recognition he deserves, but Janai Broome wasn't on the national stage for now. A lot of college basketball people did not know the story of Janai Broome, and I think it deserves to be told. As a grad student this year, 5th year, he is, in my opinion, my John Wooden Player of the Year. He's put up 18.6, 11. Don't know why I have that one there. I think, that was a mistake. But he's my Player of the Year just because he's doing it in the toughest conference that we've seen in a while, the SEC. Nobody can guard him. He's been clutch in the biggest moments. Every single time I watch this man and they get him the ball on the block, it's a bucket. And he doesn't even have to post up. And when you don't want to play him on the block, if you don't guard him, just like in that Alabama game, he'll step up and hit 2 threes right in your face. Granted, he's not shooting fantastic from 3, but he's a clutch guy. He shines bright. Going to be an All-American again. Last year was a 3rd-team All-American. This year he'll for sure be a 1st-team All-American. And the Auburn Tigers are the number 1 team in the country because of him. Janai Broome is incredible. His story is one that deserves to be told. And I don't know how he fell through the cracks. I don't know how some big team, some big-time coach didn't see a 6'10", 6'11" forward who's strong, who finishes well, who has shooting prowess, and wouldn't want to take a chance on him. Right? But kudos to Janai Broome. He didn't let that doubt wear him down or make him doubt himself. He just balled out at Morehead State, transferred to Auburn. Numbers were down a little bit, but continued to ball out. And listen to him talk. He seems like a very good speaker. I'm going to be cheering for Janai Broome to go all the way. If he goes all the way, even though I'm not an Auburn guy, won't be mad at it because this is a guy that deserves your vote for the Wooden Player of the Year and deserves to have his story told, how he went from a kid living in Plant City, Florida as an unheralded 3-star recruit to the best player in college basketball.